We're back for another car mukbang. So I'm about to start my period and I haven't done a mukbang in a while, so I thought, why not celebrate by eating everything that I'm craving? And what I'm craving is tacos. Today I'm gonna be going to a vegan taco truck here in San Diego called Taqueria Veggie. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but these guys are the real deal. All vegan taco truck. The owners are from Tijuana, so they know their shit. This stuff is legit. And if you live in Southern California, or if you've been here before, you know that we take our Mexican food very seriously, so I would not lie to you. This place is really good. If you are in the area, check them out. Even non-vegans really love this taco shop. So I'm so excited. I'm starving, and this taco truck is in the parking lot of a Target Express. And what I do is I order food and then I go into Target and get a drink, and then I sit in my car and eat it. And it's such a good time. We're here. Woo! I am so excited. I love these tacos. I crave them probably once a week. I'm not kidding you. Not spawns, but like, hit me up. Hit me up. I would love to be your ambassador, Taqueria Veggie. So after I ordered the tacos, while they were working in the kitchen, I got yerba mate. Is that yerba? Yerba? Do you say the Y or is it silent? I don't know. I say yerba. Yerba mate. I always get the enlightened mint. It's like sweet peppermint tea. And if you've been following me on Instagram for any amount of time, you know that I love my peppermint tea. I also picked up some of my favorite chips ever, the Beanfields nacho bean chips. They're so good. They're like the healthy-ish, they're not healthy, vegan version of Doritos. So if you love Doritos like I do, then you will love these. Now first things first, let's get the thumbnail. So if you're new to this channel, whenever I do a mukbang, I make sure to always talk about some topic that you guys are interested in, or maybe you didn't even request it. I'm just interested in talking about it. So today I wanted to talk about my overeating video. You guys really love that one and it resonated with so many of you. So thank you. I knew that it would. I mean, I knew it would resonate with some people, just not as many people as it did. So whoever commented and messaged me privately, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so happy that you can relate to it because no one talks about this and I don't know why. I want to kind of break down that barrier. So first things first, I need to eat. I'm so hungry. So these are the shrimp tacos. They're my absolute favorite to get. If you've never been to this food truck before, make sure that you get the shrimp tacos. Oh. It's so good. It's so good. This taco right here is one of the... Do I have something in my teeth? This taco right here is one of the only reasons that I can't go fully gluten-free for good, because I crave it. I crave it all the time. So basically, it's made from tapioca starch and it looks like shrimp. It's insane. I mean, you guys have probably seen vegan shrimp before. I don't know if other vegan shrimp is made with tapioca starch, but this one is, and it's battered and then deep fried. And then it comes with like a spicy mayo, pico de gallo, purple cabbage, and I always add some pickled onions on top. Yo, it's legit. Also, I'm low-key thinking about starting an eating ASMR, a mukbang ASMR channel. I don't know about you guys. I like eating sounds, like the crunch of things, the chewiness. I love hearing the texture of food in people's mouths. God, now that I say it out loud, that sounds so creepy. But they literally won't even say anything. They'll just sit there and eat in front of a camera. They'll have a mic on their shirt or like above them that picks up every single sound. It's insane. And they just sit there and eat. And they eat the most decadent, amazing food. So I might make it healthier, but then who wants to watch like healthy mukbangs? You want to eat like the really deep fried, ooey gooey stuff, you know? Okay, so next up we have my second favorite taco, the adobada. Honey, it is so good. I think this is, Vital Wheat gluten that it's made out of. I'm pretty sure. It's so good. It comes with like this green guacamole sauce. I do have one critique for Taqueria Veggie Taco Truck. Why don't you have chips and guac? That's all a girl wants, is some fried corn chips and some really banging guacamole. That's all I want. But they only have this sauce. So, I mean, it's great, but I want some guacamole. Oh, so I added these radishes. Love a radish. How I would describe the adobada, it's really, the texture is great with the Vital Wheat gluten, the seitan. It's so great. The spices are amazing. It's not spicy. If you hate spice, you will like this. It's not spicy at all. Really flavorful. Yeah, it's just delish. And then lastly, we have the Asada Taco. So I'm not like a huge fan of this one, but I wanted to get it so you guys could see it. And I put some radishes and hot sauces on there. It's good. It's just not my favorite. I just am more partial to the shrimp and the adobada, but it's good though. It's just not my favorite. This one I believe is gluten-free, made from soy. I think it's made from TVP maybe. I don't know. Or maybe just soy chunks. I'm not sure. So you guys were asking me to elaborate on different tips and tricks to not overeat. And I mentioned them in my video, but I can go into more depth here. So, what I have started to do is I will eat without distractions. I think that's the #1 tip that I have for you guys if you tend to overeat for whatever reason. I recommend eating without distractions. Don't watch a YouTube video. Don't, watch a movie. Don't be watching Netflix. Don't watch anything. You can, I would say, like, listening to music is fine. Listening to music and then maybe a podcast, but even if a podcast is really intense and you're like intensely listening, I think that's a bit of a distraction, but that's just me personally. If you can handle it, that's fine. Just know yourself. That's like a big thing that I always promote on my channel is thinking for yourself. Don't take my advice just because you look up to me, you like me, whatever. Try it out, weigh it yourself, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, then move on and try something else. You don't have to be married to one certain thing that I tell you to do. I'm just letting you know this is what I have done and this is what works for me. Eating slowly, because chew your food. Eating slowly and chewing your food is the second thing that I would recommend. I have been a fast eater my entire life. Oh, that's spicy. I've eaten fast my whole life, and it's because I love food so much, and usually when I'm like sitting down to eat, I'm starving. So the idea of sitting there and eating slowly is it's horrible. I hate it because I just can't control myself. So I'd recommend practicing that habit. It will be hard at first because habits are hard. New habits are really hard to form, especially if like your whole life you've done the opposite of that. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, realize that it's a process, and if you mess up from time to time, that's okay. Every day is a new day to, I sound like a fucking motivational speaker. But it's true. Every day is a new day to start fresh and live the life that you want to live. If you want to stop overeating and gaining weight, then you need to change some habits that you have. Something that I have been noticing is even if I eat a really healthy diet, I exercise, I take care of myself, I still won't lose weight, and sometimes I even gain weight because I'm overeating. It's possible to overeat on healthy whole foods. It is. I mean, it just is. And then every person's body metabolizes calories in different ways. I might eat a 500 calorie calorie meal or a snack, and it will process differently in my body than it will in your body. Also, I think seeking out professional help is always a good thing. You could try reaching out to different plant-based nutritionists. I do know a girl, actually. I met her at a meetup for something. Her name is Sarah, and she has an account called The Seasonal Diet. I'll link it here. I'll link it down in the description box too. But she helps anyone, but mostly couples, lose weight on a plant-based diet. And she does it in a healthy way. She's not afraid of fats. She's not afraid of carbs either. Like, she doesn't promote any extremes. And she's just super rational and real and honest. She's super sweet. And yeah, she's a cool person to check out. She does online courses and consulting and all that stuff. So, but she does it for individuals too. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be a part of a couple. So I would check her out. Other than that, I don't know many vegan nutritionists. So, but feel free, do your own research, figure out who you like. You might not vibe with someone that I vibe with. Another person that I started following and really enjoying, she's not vegan, but her name is Ingrid Kenny, and she talks a lot about cortisol and how, especially Americans, our lifestyle is just set up to raise our cortisol so high. I'm someone who has high cortisol. Now, granted, I haven't been tested for it because it is really finicky, the testing process. Like, it's not really reliable information when you get it tested because your cortisol rises and falls throughout the day. So sometimes it's just hard to really come to a conclusion with a test that you would do at a naturopath or, you know, your doctor, whoever. But I know that I have it because I'm just a stressed person in general. I'm type A personality, perfectionist. I get overwhelmed really easily over stupid things. I tend to keep things bottled up and I don't tell anyone or express myself. I tend to want to do things all on my own. I get overworked and overwhelmed really easily. Sometimes I'll even catch myself not even breathing that well. Like, I'll be breathing kind of shallow, and if for no reason, I'll just be like driving or walking or whatever, and I think it's because I start thinking about something that stresses me out, like a situation or a person or a something, and I get stressed. I don't know. It's so weird. Does anyone else do that too? Ugh. I don't like that about myself. I really don't. She talks about cortisol and how that affects your health, your weight, and all that stuff. So if you are someone who carries a lot of fat in your stomach area, you most likely have high cortisol, especially if you're kind of like proportionate everywhere else. Like, you have, if you lose weight, for instance, you lose weight everywhere, but you always have a little bit of a stomach. And that has been my life story since I was, I don't know, like in high school. But I can't remember a time, except when I was maybe a teenager, that I didn't have stomach fat, you know, like excess stomach fat. And I also want you guys to know that, like, just because I want to lose weight and not be an overeater doesn't mean that I don't love myself. I think this is something that really makes me a little sad in like the wellness space and like the self-love movement, is like, people think that just because you love yourself, you shouldn't worry about how much you weigh, which is true, unless you are kind of getting a little bit too far in like the overweight, obese type of, you know, arena. Gosh, I feel like people are going to be really pissed with me saying this, but there's a very thin line between healthy and unhealthy. For me, I am unhealthily overweight. For me. Okay, I'm 5'3". I don't know exactly how much I weigh, but like, I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life, and I'm uncomfortable. I hate it. To me, self-love means recognizing fully where you're at currently. Loving yourself still, loving yourself at every stage, at your biggest and at your smallest. Not only that, but loving yourself, but also knowing that because I love myself, I do want to improve a little bit in these areas. So yeah, I did get a couple comments about that, like, oh, like, I think you're just being vain, like, No, like, I would love to lose like 50 pounds, if I'm being totally honest. And that might sound crazy to some of you, but I would love that. Like, I remember in high school, in my late teens, I was like 125 pounds. And even for being 5'2", 5'3", that is technically overweight. Because I think like after 5 foot, a healthy weight, you just add 5 pounds onto each inch. So like 5 foot, 100 pounds is healthy. 5'1", 105 pounds is healthy, so on and so forth. So technically I would be a little overweight for a 5'3" woman. But I felt so good at that weight. I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh my gosh, like I still feel fat. I didn't have body dysmorphia. If anything, I have the opposite of that. Like as soon as I lose a little bit of weight, I'm like, fuck yes, I am killing it. I look amazing. Let's celebrate. I'll eat like a donut and then I'll kind of like self-sabotage. But I'm definitely not someone who's like, even when I do reach like a certain weight or body fat percentage that I love and I'm comfortable with, I'm not like, oh, I still don't like myself. That's not me at all. I live for it. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm just like vibrant and excited about life, and not saying that I'm not like that now. I think there's ways that you can do that at any size. But for me personally, it's not working for me. So anyway, went on a tangent there. Sorry. Ingrid talks a lot about that, how to lower your cortisol. She talks a lot about fiber. That's important. Yeah, I really love her a lot. She's, don't judge a book by its cover. She looks like your classic, like, annoying bitch that you hated in high school. Kind of like Skinny Confidential, Lauren Everett's. At first glance, you're like, what the fuck? I would not be friends with you. I can't believe I follow you. And then you get to know them as a person, you're like, oh, you're pretty awesome. So check out Ingrid's Instagram. She also has a podcast that I really like as well. And she answers a lot of questions. Now, is she an expert? I don't think so, but she is like a health coach, not a workout instructor. I don't know what you call her. She has like an online health coaching fitness business, okay? She doesn't claim to be an expert, but she follows people that are experts that do kind of say the same type of things that she does. But anyway, she's French, and she talks a lot about how French people have their weight figured out because they have very low cortisol levels. And she goes into detail about the fact that it's important to pay attention to your cortisol levels if you want to lose weight. Otherwise, it's going to be almost impossible to. And a way to do that is to eat without distractions. And I've always known that to be a thing. I mean, something that I needed to start doing, but it wasn't until I heard someone else say it that I was like, ugh, you're right. And it's a very simple concept, but it's not easy. Not for me anyway. I always kind of like to have something on in the background. And I think it's because sometimes I just don't want to be silent with myself and deal with my shit. And that's another thing about overeating, is that you need to work through your emotional baggage and the shit that you're carrying with you all the time. Because if you don't, you'll just turn to your vices. Either it's food, alcohol, drugs, you know, whatever it is, whatever you use to numb yourself out from the reality of how you're actually feeling. So, those are my tips. And I've always been an overeater my entire life. Oh, Tim's calling me. Hang on. Hey. I'm filming a mukbang. Yeah, I'm almost done. Okay. Okay, love you. Bye. Bye. I've been an overeater my entire life, but then going vegan really put it into high gear for me. And I started out being just a whatever vegan, and then I went high carb, low fat. And I feel like at the beginning when I was just kind of doing my own thing, I was honestly fine. So when I went high carb, low fat and eating so much food, I was never raw till 4. Like, a lot of people think that A lot of people think that only Raw Till 4 people were overeating. That's not true. I would overeat on potatoes and rice and all this shit that like didn't really make me feel good. It comforted me for a little bit, but then I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satiated. I would be hungry 2 hours later, and then I would just keep eating and eating. It was just not good for my insulin, and it really fueled my overeating. And when I make videos like that, I'm not putting down veganism. I'm just being honest and real, because I know a lot of people feel the same ways that I do, but they're scared to say anything because they don't want to do anything to tarnish the vegan movement, the vegan name. It's already getting enough hate and criticism, but I think the more real we are and honest and come to terms with reality, with certain aspects of the vegan diet and plant-based living, then the more people will be attracted to it, because we can move forward, we can progress. If no one made a video or called out freely for promoting Raw Till 4, think about how many people would still be doing it. They'd be so overweight, miserable. In order to improve, like, there needs to be criticism made and like considered. And my experience is not everyone's experience, but I know that a lot of people go through the same things that I did. And so I'm not voicing my opinions to sway people away from going vegan. If anything, it's like, hey, it's more of a cautionary tale of, I would love for you to go vegan. If you do, don't do what I did. I feel like this was a very long video. I hope you got some value from it. It was good too, because I literally proved my point. I'm full now, I'm gonna stop eating, and I have leftovers. And it's okay. It's okay to not eat all of your food. You can take it to go. You can eat it the day after. It won't be your last meal. At least for the majority of people, if you have access to a computer and you're watching YouTube, this will not be your last meal. You don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. Be grateful for that. Be thankful. I think another thing that I would say is just always live your life in gratitude. Like, when you come from a thankful place, then it's less about like a scarcity mindset, like, oh my gosh, like there's not gonna be this food here tomorrow, there's not gonna be this, I have to eat it all right now. You're coming from an abundance mindset where you're like, oh, well, this food is amazing, I'm gonna savor it, I'm gonna enjoy it. If I have leftovers, that's fine. I feel good, I feel full, I enjoyed it, and I can put it aside. It'll be there when I come back. I can come back to this restaurant, order this meal again, I can bring home leftovers. It will be okay. You don't have to finish everything on your meal. I know that a lot of people are raised with like the clean plate club or whatever, how that is glorified, and in some cases it is. It's a really good thing, a good mindset to have, but if you take too much food and put it on your plate and you are jeopardizing your health and your mental health because you feel like proving a point or staying part of the clean plate club, not wasting any food, but you're doing it at your own expense, that is not a healthy way to live, and that you're building unhealthy habits. So my advice to you, eat slowly, chew your food, eat without distractions, eat with a friend. Go out and eat with a friend, talk with them, and then you'll realize that, oh, I get full after 15, 20 minutes. I'm sitting here, I'm taking my time, I'm eating, I'm just chilling, I'm not thinking about anything except the conversation that I'm having with the person in front of me. And wow, I'm full and I still have food on my plate. Cool, that's okay. So anyway, I hope this helped you. If you want me to talk about something specific within this topic, let me know. As always, if you have any other video recommendations you want me to cover, I definitely plan on doing a lower carb vegan meal prep video, more low carb recipes and stuff like that. So I have some things in the works. I do plan on posting more often, at least twice a week. It would be great if I could do 3 times a week, but you know, I'm not making any promises. Don't forget to take care of yourself this week, eat good food, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Did I have something in my teeth that entire time? Oh, thank God.
Oh. Hyper-focus my attention on you, baby. A selfish new dimension.